There's nothing wrong with making a living out of the business of death, but it's a different story when some funeral parlours exploit the bereaved to make dishonest money.
See, there are plenty of touts. Tout comes in the forms of friends and relatives, and tout comes in the form of people loitering around mortuaries, around temples. Recommendation can be very subjective. Yeah, maybe for self-gain as well, that which family can be ignorant. So there are a whole host of all these loopholes that people can exploit. Yeah.
So sometimes I see cheap packages that are advertised online that go for maybe $3,000 for a 3-day funeral. Is it possible to have it done within a $3,000 budget?
Actually, honestly speaking, it is not possible to have a comprehensive package for the family for 3 days at $3,000 because there is this high cost, labor cost, vehicle cost, coffin cost, embalming and miscellaneous costs which are hidden from the family. Family may not know what to ask. This $3,000 inclusive of what?
Irene also tells me some businessmen dupe family members into paying top dollar for imported coffins from the States, when in reality they are just overpriced imitations. So if you don't want to fall into that trap, do ask for the certification on these imported caskets. In other cases, there are funeral parlours that ride on high-profile cases to gain free publicity, something that Irene does not agree with.
This is actually a gimmick to publicize one's company, because when you gave a free funeral of this nature, helping the family to raise funds, it advertises your company. I believe that in a high-profile funeral, we should not exploit the family, because it do not cost too much to get a private pool of people that are willing to sponsor and let the family have the privacy to grieve in a private manner. If I have to handle a high-profile, genuinely requiring donation, I will go it about a different way. I will definitely go to Straits Times reporter and tell them it's a needy family. So all donations that comes in will go to Straits Times for a pool, and the family at some stage will go and collect direct themselves. So no one touches the cash.
So through a third party?
Through a third party, through a legitimate honest true party.
Now, not all embalmers are certified to do their job, and that's why Irene encourages all embalmers here to go through a proper course. Without proper training and skills, she feels they won't be able to provide adequate service for the day. To date, she's still the only Singaporean embalmer who was trained in New Zealand, a country where embalming certificates are hard to fake.
All the embalmers in Singapore, 99% of them are apprentices.
Okay, yeah. Which means they don't really go through a course.
They don't go to. They learn at hand on the job. Yes, and government do not have strict enforcement in this area. Unlike strict regulations in New Zealand that I know of, a casket company will not be able to renew the license. Yeah, unless your embalmer is qualified.
Is it necessary to go to New Zealand to complete a course in embalming?
It's a course where I have to learn anatomy, where anatomy are taught by anatomists, and physiologies are taught by physiologists, and chemistry is taught by chemists. It's so professional that when I did my nursing, I was not shown how a muscle looked like. But in this case, I have seen all the different kind of muscles. So they are really very professional, and the strict requirement of having to embalm 200 bodies before I sit for my practical. Okay. And I must score at least 80% before I can get a pass.
In a country where paper qualification is of paramount importance, it seems ironic that the same rigor is not exercised in the recruitment of embalmers. But let's hope that they've got at least the right customer service attitude, be it for the living or for the day. In the next clip, Irene will tell us if she can bring herself to embalm her loved ones when there's a need to.